everybody, my name is Abby. I've been working here at Cheetah Hunt for about 2.5 years now, so if you guys have any operational questions, I am more than capable of answering them. You guys will get to talk to a mechanic on this tour, so if you have anything or any questions, more mechanical side of it, the scientific, technical side of the coaster, save those for Mr. Mike. He'll be able to answer them much better than I do. If you guys look over here, over this gate right over here, you guys can get as close to the gate as you would like. You guys can take as many photos or videos as well. Just take a look along the track right there. In this trench here, this is home to Launch 2. Launch 2 is one of the 3 launches that we have here at Cheetah Hunt. It takes a lot of electricity to power this. We're going to walk by a couple generators over there that provide all of the electricity for us here at Cheetah Hunt. And in order to power Cheetah Hunt for 1 week, it's about the equivalent of leaving all the lights on in your house for about a year straight. So it's a lot of manpower and a lot of electrical power behind this as well. Do you guys have any questions so far? No? Alright, so Launch 2 is part of our block system. Cheetah Hunt is designed into 10 different sections, or what we call blocks. And a block is pretty much a section of track that only one train can occupy at a time. Sorry, it's kind of loud. And that system is set up so you guys can't get stuck upside down, you can't get stuck up there at the figure 8, you can't get stuck anywhere we don't want you to get stuck. Whenever the ride shuts itself down, or if we shut the ride down for any reason whatsoever, the trains will just stop at that automated nearest block. So if you guys are ready, we're going to go and head into the maintenance barn. The maintenance barn is where you guys will be able to see kind of a behind the scenes look of where they work on the trains, and then a mechanic will be there if you guys have any questions for him as well, okay? Alright, you guys can follow me. Alrighty, so this in here is our maintenance barn. Our maintenance barn is where all of our roller coaster technicians come in and they work on the trains here. This is one of our annual trains. We usually have a train that is pulled off once a year. We have 5 trains here at Cheetah Hunt, and we need 4 of them to operate. So one of them will always be in here in the maintenance barn being worked on. It takes usually about 50,000 cycles before a train has to be pulled off, and then the next one will be just, and then will be pulled off after that. It takes about 3 to 4 months, right, Mike? It takes about 3 to 4 months in order to completely disassemble it. They inspect everything, every nut, every bolt, everything like that, and then they put it all back together, and it takes about 12 hours of test runs. 6 of them the technicians will do, and then 6 of them us ride operators will do. And then once it passes all of those tests, they'll be able to put it back on the track, and the next one will come off for annual maintenance as well. A lot of questions that we get about the parts of the coaster. If you guys look along here, these are all the bolts that are holding in magnets. The magnets that propel you along the track. There's about 8 of them underneath the coaster for each cart, so there's 32 of them total for each of the trains. And along the track over there, I don't know if you guys saw, but we have those little white fins there. Those white fins are what we call stators, and those stators are motors that acted the magnets in order to propel you guys. If you guys also look behind each of these seats, there's going to be 2 blue cylinders. Those blue cylinders are what actually lock the harnesses. And it's pretty much a fail-safe because it needs an electric charge in order to be released. So there is no electric voltage along the track, so there is pretty much no possible way that your harness can come up during the ride. If we need to evacuate anybody off the ride for any reason, we bring a really big battery pack with us that has a really big cable and a plug, and it plugs into each cart and releases 4 harnesses at a time. And if for any reason the cylinders should fail, there is always the seat belt buckle. That seat belt buckle can hold up to, I think, 3,500 pounds of weight, so you can tug and that thing is not going to come off unless you unbuckle it itself. Do you guys have any questions so far? Anything like that? Yeah.
How many times does a train run each day?
So we usually average about 300 to 400 dispatches total a day. So I would say each train, if we have 4 of them on, they see between 100 and 150 cycles a day. And then after 50,000, which takes, I think maybe like a year or so, then we'll pull it off, completely disassemble it, and then put it back together, and then put it back on the train.
Is this the maintenance garage only for Cheetah Hunt?
Correct,
yes. That's like a different color. Is that the same ride, but it's a different color? It's yellow instead of orange?
That has the cap.
Yeah, This maintenance barn is primarily for Cheetah. It's actually only for Cheetah because the track here connects to the ride track that we have out there. We have a transfer track out there that you guys will see whenever we go back out there into the waiting field. And that's where they pull the trains off and put them in here for the night and then put them back on in the morning. Each of the trains has a set of, they have 3 different wheels that we like to call them. These are the wheels. We have road wheels that are on the top, we have guide wheels that are on the side, and then we have uplift wheels that are on the bottom. So this one's missing the guide and the uplift. This one's about 90% done. They still have to put a couple of other parts on it, stuff on the harness, they put up the wheels on it, and they still have to put like the frame and the body on this one.
How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Having fun?
Yep.
Good, so you're at Busch Gardens. You guys get on Cheetah Hunt yet, or? No, you haven't been on it yet?
Never been on it.
No? There is one element to this ride that sadly is currently not working. You got to come back and ride it when it is. There's a section of the ride where you're coming through the canyon, and there's actually a water feature. Train is really low and down to the ground. We're working on it.
Yeah.
Big pumps and stuff, and it takes a lot of work, but it'll be working again soon. But the ride is pretty awesome. I think you guys will love it.
How long is the ride?
It's the longest ride here. It's over 4,000 feet of track.
Time.
Time-wise, I don't know.
It's about 2.5 minutes. The track itself is 4,429 feet long.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit just under a mile.
Not to be overly specific.
Yeah. Who makes the decision when you hear these announcements of bad weather in the area and stuff, and you got to shut down rides and stuff? Is that somebody here at Busch Gardens, or is it somebody somewhere else that says phones in, or who makes those decisions? And then somebody has to be charged with making the decision. All clear, let's start up again. So that person's here from 8 in the morning till 10 at night, or whenever they close. I mean, because a storm could come through at night and they can't be at home, right?
We do have a different monitoring team for weather.
Yeah.
We have our own localized team here at Busch Gardens that will monitor the weather through radar, and they will tell us when to go up, they'll tell us when to go down. A lot of people think it's much like a public pool where you see lightning or you hear thunder and you wait 30 minutes. Unfortunately for us, they call us, they tell us to go down, they call us, they tell us to go back up. But for other difficulties, any technical difficulties like that, we as ambassadors and then our supervisors as well, whenever we catch notice of it, whenever they're in the control panel and the red light starts blinking, we get an error on the screen, something's wrong, we don't know what to do, we usually call 199, who is our management team. The management team will let them know and they'll make the decision and let everybody else in the park know that Cheetah Hunt is currently down for technical difficulties. We'll call one of our technicians and the technician will come over, take a look at it, and fix it. Fingers crossed, it's usually a fast fix.
And the big difference between a pool of water and a roller coaster is this thing is basically a giant antenna. It's a steel track, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not exactly flying a kite with just a key on it, right? That's serious stuff. So you know, you have to take it seriously. When there's lightning within a certain distance, it's it's obvious. I know it's frustrating. We live in Florida. Tampa is the lightning capital of the world, but it's to keep everybody safe.
Lightning, I believe, has to be 7 or more miles away radius-wise from the park in order for Cheetah Hunt to operate. So if it's 6 or less, we have to shut down because we are just a really big 105-foot tall lightning rod.
And you got multiple throughout the park, everywhere.
Can I show you guys something? Yeah.
You want to use my cell phone?
A box is also.
Bring the box over.
So, I showed this to the last group that just came through here, and I thought it was cool. You know why? It's something I think I'm going to do from now on with the rest of the tours. So I don't know if you guys heard, but recently someone got hurt on a ride. They got struck by a cell phone. That upsets me, right? This wheel, this is a guide wheel. That was caused by a cell phone. Someone's phone came out of their hands, landed in the track, and then got sandwiched in between this wheel and the track, right? Now, who cares about the wheel, right? I mean, it sucks it happened. But, so a couple things. Less important than someone getting injured, obviously, because we don't want that. But say you're on this ride, you're in the queue and you're waiting an hour for this ride. Right now, something like this happens. A ride operators hear a noise, Now they have to stop the ride. Now we have to go out and look. We have to inspect every train. We're fortunate if this happens. It's better if this happens than someone get hurt. But like I suggested to the last crew, you know, like as politely as you can, you know, if you're on a ride and you see someone pull their cell phone out, you're not supposed to, just politely say something. Like, hey, you know, I don't want to eat your iPhone.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, this is what happened. You believe that? Isn't that crazy? How a flat spot is a wheel like that?
So they heard a noise and you have to go check.
Because what'll happen with this is as the train's going around the track, you know, and our ride operators are smart. I mean, they're trained to listen for these noises.
You can see the one that's going around.
Right, well, they can hear a thump, 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 because that's the kind of noise that would make, and of course they down the ride, rightfully so. They don't know, you know, what's causing it. We have to go look. So we find cell phones on the ride all day long.
Not ones that are in really good shape.
Yeah.
If they're in good shape, you got lucky.
Yeah.
You got lucky. I've seen them stuck in the magnets, and those are the coolest ones, because those literally just explode. Anyway.
They used to stop the rides and go search for items, and they don't do that anymore.
You know, think about it, right? So we
also do track walks. Usually when you lose phone, keys, wallet, anything of the sort, we have to shut the ride down in order to go out into what we call the ride restricted area. And then that's a whole process, because in order to come up from that, we have to get the mechanics back, and then they have to restart the ride and everything. So if you lose it, it's gone for the rest of the night until we can go out there, and the park closes, unfortunately. So
Is somebody like yourself on duty until 10 p.m. if the park closes at 10 p.m.?
So we do have a night shift crew
Yeah.
to answer ride calls and obviously fix, repair, inspect the ride if something were to happen. My shift is more of a early morning shift. I come in at 4 a.m. I stay till 2:30. Yeah, it's a good deal though. 410s, 3-day weekends. No, you're good. I like the stores. I like answering questions.
Time for you to go home, Mike.
No, you're all right. Don't worry about it. Nobody's missing me at home. You're good.
Okay.
I would sooner go home and then someone would say, "What are you here so early for?"
Yeah, right.
But you guys know what coaster wheels are basically made out of, right? It's a road wheel, right? No. Most of the hubs. So you have a steel bearing in the center. Anybody tell me why we freeze bearings? Huh? Make it smaller, yeah. Freeze bearings because steel, when it's frozen, it shrinks. So when we go to press them in, they'll fall into the hub a lot easier. Exactly. Plus we're in Florida, the shop's not air conditioning. We're air conditioned, so we'll stick our heads in there. Anyway, steel bearing, aluminum hub, and then the actual lining of the wheel is polyurethane. It's kind of the same stuff that they use in like suspensions of cars and all that stuff. I believe it's Kumba though, our ride here in the park. I believe their wheels are nylon. So, yeah, aluminum hub, steel bearing, urethane wheel. Yeah, I mean, you guys good? You guys content?
I think so.
alright, I'm gonna bring you guys out to the waiting field for our last stop. This section over here is what we call our waiting field. So this is the end of the ride when you guys come back into the station. There are actually what stop the train and slow it down. While you ride Cheetah Hunt, you guys experience about 4 G's of force, which is more than an astronaut experiences during takeoff in a shuttle, actually. And then this section right here is divided into 4 different blocks, what I was talking about before. And then the third line over there is where our transfer track is. So if the ride did shut down, the trains are designed not to stop at waiting 3 is what we call it, because that's where they actually will remove and put trains on the track. And in that, behind this big wooden kind of gate right there, we have these really big tanks of water. Those are the water chillers that we talked about before that actually chill the glycol, that cool down the stators and the motors. Do you guys have any other questions at all? No? Anything?
How does the braking system actually work? When the car comes in, what happens there?
So right there, so they do come to a slow right here because of the brakes. And the brakes, some of them will go down, some of them will go up. And the ones that are designed to go up will slow them down. The ones that go down are designed to kind of move it along the track without coming to a complete and full stop. Because if you did come to a complete and full stop, that's not very good. You're going to experience maybe whiplash if that happens. It's yeah, not pretty. In terms of operation, in order to send a train, we have 4 platform positions. In each platform position, I, as a ride operator, will make sure everybody's seat is in the correct, proper position and that we have that green light. We make sure the buckle is buckled and tightened all the way. Make sure everybody's good to go. And once everybody's good to go and we have a green light, then each of us press a yellow button at our station. And that yellow button is to indicate the control panel operator that we're ready to go. We're ready to dispatch the train. And then once the control panel operator notices that everybody is ready, they're going to go ahead and they're going to close the gates, and the launch gates will open. And then once the train is ready and set to go, it will not go until every single ride operator puts their foot on a pedal, a special pedal, kind of like the pedal in your car. So when you put your foot on a pedal like that, and everybody does it synchronized at the same time, and then we stick our thumb out and then we wave, and then that's how the train goes. The panel operator, everybody, once they put their foot on the pedal, the operator will have 2 buttons on either side of them that will light up. They press them at the same time, and then that's actually how we control the launching of the train. So it's a group effort. For Cheetah Hunt to operate, you technically only need 3 people in order to operate it, but we like to keep at least 5 people for obviously the entrance of the ride, and then our grouper position, the person that's actually putting you where you want to sit. But in order to technically operate it, you only need 3 people. You need a control panel operator, 1 person on the load side, 1 person on the unload side. But we're in single station today, so we only have 2 people on platform. But then when we go into dual, it takes 4. And then that's usually a total of like 7 or 9 people that are here. Any other questions?
Do we get to go inside the operator room?
We do not, they can't take you into the control panel room, but we're gonna take you guys up this set of stairs over here, so you guys can ride, and you're gonna go through our load gate, so you'll get to kind of see over the track and kind of peek into the control room. Yeah. Okay, so if you guys are ready, I'm gonna bring you guys up our line, and you guys will be able to ride, okay? Alright, okay. When Busch Gardens was still owned by Busch,
yep.
And it was operated through that company. We are owned and operated now by SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment. But when the beer company still had it, this one used to be a monorail. And so those big black kind of steel bars that you see up there are pieces that are still there from the old infrastructure. And then we also kind of have a basement area in this building as well, where they actually housed animals, because they had animals that were caged here. So we have abandoned cages downstairs. We call them the monkey cages, and they're kind of creepy, but those are still there.
For bad employees?
Yes, that's where we put the employees that misbehave, that's true. Sometimes the guests too, if they get on there.
Any news on the monorail?
Skyride has been and the problem with that is they were trying to figure out a way to sanitize it, and now it's just been down for so long that it's taken a lot of manpower in order to get it back up. But they're almost there. They said this summer, and it's no longer the summer, and now they're saying like New Year's of this coming up here. So. Hopefully that's true, because it's a pretty fun ride to operate. So this part of the tour is where I'm going to bring you guys up to ride. So if you do not want to ride, you guys are more than welcome to leave. Enjoy the rest of your day. It was nice having you guys, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this little behind the scenes.